So, thus far that hasn't, outside of me, I've got ramen manual, hasn't had me down for a ceremony. Hasn't happened.
Citizen of the Year.
This is a fantastic building by an architect I kind of dig. He's an LA-based guy. Tom Maines is his name. He's a Pritzker Architectural Prize winner, and he's with a group called, I think, Morpheus, and they've done a number of buildings down there. And this is the astrophysics building on Caltech in Pasadena campus. It's a beautiful campus. So I went there and went to go draw the building, and it's this metal-looking exterior. It's irregular. And I call it Blade Runner meets the San Andreas Fault. And it has all of these fractures in it. It's really quite lovely. Fingerprints. This is actually a color one. I get a lot of information on this gas, water, whatever that thing is right there. And let's see this. This is a drawing in the Palouse, which is a fantastic geological area of the country. With big hills that they go lengthwise. It's the lentil basket of the country. They go that in a couple of other places. So certain seasons the hills are green, and other seasons the hills are beige, and in other seasons they're brown, and then you can see the way that they've been plowed. And you wouldn't think a bunch of big knobby hills is beautiful, but it was breathtaking. So at one point I'm with the sales rep and I said, let's stop and draw. I got to draw this view, and this was in Moscow, Idaho, and Washington State is just over there. So there was this great sweep. I was like, perfect, I'll draw. Give me about 2 hours to draw, right? So we pull over, and there's a guardrail, and I'm going to walk along because this drops off immediately. Yeah, right? So I'm going to walk along the guardrail, and I see this over here. And I sat down next to it, and it's a memorial for a fatality, a crash in that area. So I include that in this view of this pastoral, lovely, scenic area. And again, it's another thing that just because you're out there, you're spontaneously gathering information and reacting to the situations around you. Now, the tone paper is tricky to get a bright blue on. So what I do on tone paper, I don't have a blue pen on me, but I'll give you a sense of how this works. If I draw with blue on this tone paper, it's kind of dingy because the pens are transparent, so the paper is going to come through. This is our friend, the grease pencil, a clunky tool. I pick all kinds of stuff up, things I'm not familiar with, to draw with them because if they're difficult, they present me with a new set of problems. I have to kind of figure out what's this attribute of this tool, how can I use it, how can I use it in an imaginative way. And so I've been drawing with grease pencils because if I put them down on the paper, first off they cover, they're opaque. So I'm going to go right on top of that area. And it'll give me a white base now on tone paper. That if I come back with something like this, you can see that what it's like on the tone paper. If I put it on the grease pencil, it's lighter, plus I can rub it around and make it really, really thin. So imagine me doing that with blues and I get this. Then I can come back and do scratch board on it. But they're really tricky because they have, they're tricky because you got to unravel the damn things, the string breaks. So I was in a store one day and I'm looking at stuff and I'm always pulling things out and drawing all kinds of things I haven't drawn. And I see this tool here, it's got a crayon in it, but it has this wonderful little mechanism that screws it up. And I look at this thing, and I got the grease pencil sitting there looking at me, and I look at the barrel of the grease pencil, and look at this thing, and I'm like, oh, damn. So I bought the two of them, and I went home, and I got this thing off, and I screwed it all the way to the top, because their crayon didn't have any real opacity here. I took it out, unraveled the whole grease pencil, shaved the end, stuck it in the little cup, and then now, as I'm drawing, when I need to do this guy, I just pull it out and I put it on. I also use it as a white on my tone paper drawings, and it hits the top of the tooth paper and it gets a granular feel, whereas the pink white pens, when I use those, they have more of a milky quality. And you just build it up till you get a really opaque white. So again, the two things give me different information. Smoke, for example, if I come back over top with the grease pencil like this on the paper, and I do a light application of it, like that. Now it's a resist, right? It's waxy, so it's going to resist this going into the paper. So I take the paper, I take this and go over it, and then I wipe it, and it comes off somewhat off the top and goes into the paper, and I get concrete. So I mean, like for architectural renderings, things like that, I remember looking at the drawings of Mies van der Rohe, and he took this long